Hey Gino, how you doing? And all you looky-loos on YouTube. My friend Gino is a pretty good guitar player, but sometimes we got to go back to basics. Like most of us, we are playing songs and we get certain chords. I don't know what to call it. Chord rut. In other words, we have our favorite go-to chords. So what this video today is about is to make sure we're not leaving chords behind. So we're gonna go 4 or 5 years backwards, and for those of you looking in on YouTube, that's fine. That's great. Leave a comment if you like this. How many ways do you know how to play, say, an F7 chord? Now, we're not going to get into all the different ways because there's a bunch of them. But for this video, we're going to work off the low string, the low E string, right? So, how do you spell F7? F, A, C, and E flat. So I just played an F7 chord off the low E string. F, A, C, E flat. Now we're going to form a chord off each one of those notes. So we got an F7 chord here. What am I doing right now? I'm checking my sound. Because I have big old fat fingers, I have to do that a lot. That's the sound I wanted. And you might have heard the first time I was doing some strings there. Remember, this is the stuff that you don't do when you're playing songs or you're performing. This is the boring stuff that we do when we're in our woodshed room. I don't like that sound, so I'm gonna have to fix it. I like that a little bit better. Now, in my right hand, I happen to be doing finger picking stuff. That doesn't matter, that's not the purpose. I could use a pick. I could use my thumb, doesn't matter. Right now, we're working on chord shapes. So the first one is a 1-7-3-5. It's a 1X 1 2 1X. Second one is one this way. Those of you who are new to jazz chords, that is a 5X 3 5 4. Now, as soon as you get a couple of chord shapes, you need to put your little drum machine on, and go back and forth. Now the next one picks up this F on the B string and goes here. Okay, so that is voiced 8X 7 8 6. So far we got this. This, and now we got this. All are F7 chords. And then the final one that we're going to do anyways. Some people call these inversions or drop 2, drop 3. around those chords. So I'm going to put my drum machine on. Now I'm going to see if I can do it in some tempo. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now next time maybe I'll skip one. I'll go and I'll skip it here. I'll go backwards and I'll skip. So you can make up little games to stay with those. So these games force you into not always going to your favorite voicing of a chord. I'm going to make a few more videos like this, but so that gets you off the 6th string. But the same exercises will work. F7 here, F7 here. Make sure you got it first before you go to any tempo. Here's another F7. Make sure you got those. And then here. The other thing is you shouldn't be looking at one book, one chord book. You try to do it without the crutches. Not looking at anything. No books, no chord books, no cheat sheets, no nothing. That's an F7 chord. And here's an F7 chord. Now it's nice to know where F is. Here it is on my first finger. And here's another one. Here's the left. Now if you want to go way up here and get this one up here on the 13th fret, that's fine too. That's fine too. Up to you. Up to you. Now, the trick is to do that in a dominant chord, a major chord, and minor chord, minor 7 flat 5, and diminish. Those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chords are the staple of jazz music. So let's take a minor chord. There it is, F's on the E string. Here it is, F's on the D string. And here it is, F's on the B string. And here's the final one, way down here. So, same thing. Can you go back and forth, skip around? Do this one. Do this one. And this one. By the way, you probably noticed that there's not much difference between an F7 chord and an F minor chord. One note difference. That note went down. Here's an F7 chord. Right. Now this note's going to go down, so now you got this. Here is an F7 chord. Now this second finger's going to go down. Now you got this. And here's an F7 chord. Now Now the note that's under that B string bar, that one's going to go down, and you're going to end up with this. So let's run through the minors again. You see how these exercises, maybe you're doing 5-10 minutes a day. They shouldn't consume your whole practice. I know we all like playing songs, but it helps us not to forget the chords. Remember, you want to do this from memory. Maybe you have to look at a sheet to find it, but as quick as you can, throw that sheet away. Minor, 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 and minor. Now today, just so that the video is not that long, because I think you're getting the idea. Let's do major. Let's do F major. Right? I think you can see where that is, and I think most of you know this chord. Here's another F major. Here's another F major. I don't like that sound for some reason. That means I got a clunker in there somewhere. And here's another F major. Now, same thing. We're going to go back and forth, up and down, back and forth, round and round. I'm going to do this one. Skip one. Let's go do the skip thing. Skip over, and now let's play this one. Let's do this one. Let's go back and do this one. Now we got a 12-for-1 deal going on. Why? Because if we know where the root is and we know our fretboard a little bit, let's go back to F7. Let's play that on a circle. A flat, D flat, G flat, B, now we got E, A, D, G, C, now back to F again. Now, any of those voicings that I use, like I won't take the time to do it, but hopefully you will. Take this voicing. Well, that's an F7. Now, where's F? F is on the D string. Now, where's B flat? Go around the circle on that voicing. Here's another F7. Now go around the circle on that voicing. Here's another F7. Same thing. Now go back and do minors. Same thing. Minors, minor. Here's a minor. Here's a minor. Yep. Here's another minor. And then do your majors. You know, a lot of music is just hard work. I mean, it's just, that's all it is. You just put in the work. And well, one of the ways to make it not seem like so much work is get a good backing track or drum machine or whatever. At least you can feel like you kind of, you know, but maybe I'm working on majors. Or let's take minors. 1, 2. Let's take this minor. You don't always have to start at the top. That's an F minor. Let's play a G minor. That's another point too. Just because you learn F, these are all movable chord shapes. So when you do it the next day, pick G or something. Pick A flat. Pick anything. Okay. So let's take G minor. There's another G minor. There's another G minor. There's another G minor. If you do that enough, you'll bump into a chord. You say, I hardly ever play this chord. You know, I've been playing songs for years, and I hardly ever play that F7. All right, so you say, well, I've been getting by without playing that. But let's take a 2-5-1 just to show you why you need every one of these chords. Here's a C minor. Now, if you go all the way up here and play F7, and then play a B flat chord of some kind. Well, let's do it another way. Got the C minor. Look at this finger is already sitting here. Doesn't have to move at all. This finger has to go over one, and these two fingers have to adjust. Now you got an F7. Let's do that again. C minor, F7. And so that helped, that instead of, that's good voice leading. Instead of going, I mean, it works, but you gotta work. And the more you're moving around, the more chances you have to make a mistake. So why not go one of these days I'll get it, you know, once you got these chords down, then you start putting couples together, 2 chords, 3 chords, then songs. And the songs there's a logical way that these chords strum together. It's amazing to see, they're way better than me, these professional guitar players. They're just sound is just pouring from their guitar, and it says, this must be a track. Their hands are hardly even moving. That's how they do it. Because they know something about voice leading. Summary, F7, 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 F minor, F minor, F minor, and then F minor, F major, F major, F major, and F major. Now we could have gone on and found F minor 7 flat 5 and diminished, but I think you could do that on your own. The trick to this is get those chords down off off the E string, and then spend a week nail them down. Finish that, then we're gonna go over to the A string and do the same thing. We're gonna go over to the D string and do the same thing. Then we're gonna go up to the high strings and do the same thing. Much of music is just hard work. Exercise over and over and over and over and over. It's the non-sexy part of learning. So add it to your repertoire. Hopefully this was informative and helpful, and I will talk to you, Gino, next Thursday. Take care.